Jay, what sort of top secret covert government facility gives out $70 haircuts while you're in captivity?
$7 haircuts?
$70 haircuts.
Oh, that was a $25 one. I don't know. Did you like the haircut?
Yeah, it's good. It's good. It's nice. I forgot to break these out. Here we go. Jennifer and Sherry, I'm just curious. I wouldn't have been surprised if you spent the first couple of episodes of season 2 on this search for Vincent. Why did you have him get found so quickly?
Well, we talked about it, definitely, how long it would take before she found him, but we really wanted to explore the two of them together. And him not remembering her and that sort of their relationship starting all over again, what that means, and him being more beastly. So it felt like just the search for him wasn't really, besides just looking and looking and looking, we couldn't really figure out how that wasn't something that interested us. It was what was going to happen between them once she found him.
Kristin and Jay, these scenes have been so torturous for the fans to watch, like the episode we just saw.
Torturous?
How is it for you two to play that volatility? Because it's so new to your characters. Do you have to egg each other on to kind of give me more, be angrier, it's okay?
We kind of laugh our way through the whole thing, really.
We do. Very much so.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, we're stupid on set.
But it does take a little bit, like, for that final scene to actually get to that emotional place so that he can become a beast. It takes a little bit of...
Yeah, and it's usually like 3 a.m. in the morning when we're shooting that kind of stuff.
It's exaggerated.
So we're already fragile.
Well, along those lines, one of our readers, Yasmin, wanted me to ask Kristin, how hard was it to do the breakdown scene in the season premiere?
Oh, you know what? That wasn't too hard, was it?
I don't remember.
You don't remember? Yeah, no, it was fun, you know? From Smallville, I'm used to crying all the time. Thanks, guys. But on this show, I don't do it very often, so it's fun to cry a little bit.
And Jay, one of our readers wanted me to ask you, do you miss playing Vincent's softer side during these first couple of episodes?
Not at all. It's cool to come into season 2 and have a purpose for Vincent. Even though he's a little hard-edged, he does return to his former self later on in the series. But for me, it gives me a new scope, somewhere to go, and it's nice to really play that Jekyll and Hyde aspect that I was hoping to bring more into season 1, but it's definitely in season 2.
Catherine's always been the romantic in these two. She's always been the one, you know, pulling for them to be together. Once the dust has settled on the kind of stuff we just saw, is it going to be up to Vincent to have to earn back her love?
I think so. Catherine is only going to be able to take so much. I think it's pretty brutal. It's awful what happens.
For sure, he has a lot. We've never gone here before, and we take it seriously, and he does have a lot of making up to do.
They're going to take one grand gesture or a bunch of medium-sized
It's going to
ones?
take more than a boombox over his head, I think.
Couple of things. Jay, do you think Vincent's up to it?
Is Kristin up to it?
No, is Vincent up to it for it? Earning back her love?
Is Vincent up to it? Yeah, I mean, as the series progresses, he starts to have more flashbacks to memories of their time before the relationship. And he starts to realize that Catherine really is the key to his humanity, and that he does have a life outside of being this supercharged soldier that's basically an assassin.
Jennifer and Sherry, I was wondering if we could talk about Tess, JT. There seemed to be a little bit of a spark, a little bit of chemistry when they're together. Is that something you're going to write to later this season?
Yes.
Yeah, they're great together, super fun. The supportive friends battling over these two, it's really fun.
They have a lot in common.
And they have an energy and a chemistry, so we are going to explore that relationship.
What about Gabe? Should we really trust him? Is he really loyal to the team, or is he still kind of a, no pun intended, wild card?
No, he's born again. I mean, his beast has been killed, and he's now a born again human. Yeah, he's making amends, and right now we have to trust him.
Kristin, I'm wondering, hanging around Jay during all the beasting out scenes, do you have a beast impression you could do for us?
Crap. It's my least favorite question.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Honestly, the beasting out stuff is the stuff that I never want to do, ever. I don't know how they do it.
If we get like a season 3 or 5, Kristin will definitely turn to
Jay Ryan, shut your face.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's season 3 stuff. She accidentally gets injected with something and she becomes.
Absolutely. And then Vincent
Guys, these are great ideas.
Well, there are more beasts obviously coming out. Are we gonna get to know any of them on a more specific manner?
We're going to be meeting, yes, we are. There's this greater mythology that we have a new showrunner who came along to, Brad Kern, and he's fantastic with mythology and helped us build this really interesting mythology. And there are beasts, and it makes sense if they were building these super soldiers. Although if they've got Vincent, they would have made more. So, and they have different skills and.
Some of the beasts that we bring in this season are quite surprising and very different to Vincent. And they have different motives for why they are beasts. So I found that quite interesting to see. There's almost a beast of the week for a few episodes. We have older beasts, geriatric beasts,
And possibly a female beast?
possibly.
Possibly.
It's inevitable at some point. Kristin Kreuk.
I got a couple of reader questions here. Sue wants to know, will what Evan discovered in Kat's mother's file at Muirfield, will that ever be revealed? Something that Vincent knew?
Well, yes. I don't know. Yes, it was a question about her family.
All right.
Yes, we will uncover the truth about her family.
And Dana wanted to ask Jane and Kristin, you guys recently came here to New York City to shoot some scenes. How was that?
It was really great. It gives the show a lot of energy. I think it shows up in the work, but it's like there's an intensity to New York that you can't fake. So it was, woo! Yeah. So it was really great.
Because some of what we just saw was here in New York City, right?
It's kind of hard when you're shooting here in New York City, though. You have to keep on doing take after take after take, because there's so many people here that keep on walking through the shop.
And they like to watch filming for some reason.
Yeah, it's the tourists.
Kristin, what could Kat's reaction possibly be once she realizes who her biological father is and what he's been doing, or is that kind of two different reveals?
It's going to be revealed in a process for her. She's going to soon. She'll come to a realization about who her father actually is. Once she actually finds out that the person that she thought was her father isn't her father, but it's going to be tough for her. She doesn't trust people easily, and he's not been around. So I think that's going to be really hard for her. And then when she finds out what he's been doing, it's incredibly difficult because he becomes an enemy, and yet he's her only tie to her entire past.
All right, we have a couple minutes for some audience questions. There's a microphone set up in the aisles if anybody wants to walk up. And we got one over here on this side.
Whoa, there you all are.
People. Hello, everyone.
All right, we'll go down the middle.
Me?
Yeah.
Okay, hi everyone. My question is, will we ever find out why Kat's father was killed? Like what was in the file that he had?
Yes. We're going to learn a lot about how Catherine is part of the mythology and the bigger picture, and that both of these two are sort of destined for something. So we are going to learn a lot about this season.
Okay, we have one over here.
Hi, great show. Miss Smallville, this is a present for you. Oh my God, Clark, Lex, Vincent, best sister.
What?
Best sister. Clark, Lex,
Oh, shit. They're all different. All the boys are different. They have different things. They're
Different tongues. Different mouth.
That's my really great answer.
All right, we have someone over there.
Great. Hi guys. I just want to say kudos on the diversity of the show. You guys have people of all sorts of races and colors, and that's wonderful. Yay! One of the things I wanted to ask is how does season 1 differ from season 2? Because I know season 1 there were a couple of hiccups, so season 2.
Yeah. Well, we've sort of moved away from a crime of the week and are delving into a mythology and exploring that. I think we've realized what the show is, and we're still always adjusting, but we know that it's Vincent and Catherine, and that's what people respond to, and that's what the show is about.
I mean, practically speaking, we've upped our, the quality of the crew and the work, the actual practical work that's being done up there. So it looks better, I think, it sounds better. The character stuff we're doing is very different. We have a new showrunner, Brad Kern, who's brought an energy to it, and he's really great with the mythology. Sherry and I are really character writers, and we can write 10 pages of Catherine and Vincent just in a room. And he really brings sort of the action to it that you'll see this season.
And the cool mystery, like what's going on with Vincent, or at least the first half of this season, we have a really clear direction. We didn't really have that as much last year.
Yeah, we know what the end of the season is. Like, we know exactly what that scene is, and we know what our tentpole moments are. And that's exciting.
And the action's definitely raised a few bars up this season as well.
And the actual beast process too, the way that they're doing, you're not doing the prosthetics anymore. What is it? Are they CG in your face?
In that piece, yeah, that was CG, but the whole beast prosthetics has been redesigned. It's sort of been scaled back, and it's, I guess, from being what Vincent was always meant to be, the supreme super soldier. So it's not as kind of all over the place as it was in season 1. It was a hot mess.
We have somebody over here?
I just want to say what a really great show this is, and I really enjoy it. I'm Kim, one of these geeks. And my question is, as far as Catherine's real dad, as we're losing more, or not losing more, learning more about him, are we going to understand why he wants to keep you away from Vincent, and why he wants Vincent to be this killing machine for him if now we've killed off Muirfield? And is it going to teach us about what happened with your mom? Or are some more of those questions going to come out? Because I think what they alluded to before is that Vincent and Evan knew some secret as far as your mom. And for a while, people contemplated, is she really alive somewhere? Because they flipped the pages really quick when you were at Muirfield and Evan was going through that.
Do you guys want to answer that?
You want to answer?
I think you know more than I know.
Oh, we do. Yes, you are going to learn about the father and his motivation in regards to Vincent and his motivation in regards to her. As far as the thing between Evan, you guys are asking a lot about that. I really remember it.
No, because it only teaser to the question about her father. He wasn't specific. Yeah, it wasn't specific, but it was some big reveal. It was about her parents.
Yeah.
So that's all going to get revealed. And we're also going to understand why her father, Reynolds, is doing this, trying to keep them apart.
And sort of why Catherine, out of all people, why her, and why him, and sort of how they're destined to be doing what they're doing.
We have time for 2 more audience questions.
Thank you.
One right down the middle.
Yeah, I was wondering if there was any chance of Ron Perlman or Linda Hamilton starring in it.
It's super fun. We haven't gone there yet.
It's funny, we haven't, and we have on the show 3 of the executive producers from that show, not Ron Coswell, but 3 other guys, our wise men, and we could talk to them about it, definitely.
I think Ron Perlman's pretty busy at the moment.
Kristin, did Linda send you something when the show first started?
Yeah, Linda Hamilton signed some pictures for both Jay and I. It was pretty cool. I kept it in my trailer all year.
All right, one last question over there.
Can you talk about any of the cool new stunts you might be doing and how much you would be doing, or they'd let you do?
Jay just did something really cool last night.
Yeah, in the upcoming episode, there's a huge car chase where the Beast actually
doesn't use a car.
Okay. He basically is as fast as a car and jumps in the car and rips someone out of it. I've already set it up. But yeah, it's really ramped up. We've got these two Canadian stunt coordinators this year, the McGuire brothers, and they're these crazy guys into the martial arts, and so they're really passionate. They come to set every day and they make little short films of the stunties doing the action sequences, cut it all together, put music to it, and they bring that to set and they show everyone. So everyone gets really amped up and knows what's going to be done. They're just great guys. So yeah, it's going to be up a full level. And working with Vincent's new abilities. He's faster, he's stronger. He's just more onto it kind of guy.
Would anybody on the panel like to make a closing statement as we wrap up here?
Mondays at 9
Thank you.
a.m.
Thank you so